mentors and student teachers. In this session, I'll walk you through the lesson observation form on introductory, procedure and closure, IPC indicators that you'll use when mentoring student teachers during their practicum. While explaining the observation form and expectation for the mentors in each section, student teachers will simultaneously develop a clear understanding of the teaching practices and performance expected of them. And before we get into the form, let me explain how the students are rated. Legend for rating. The rating scale is designed to help observers assess teaching performance in a clear, consistent and objective way using numerical scores instead of simple ticks or labels. It uses 5-point range where each level represents different degree of achievement for a given criterion. At the top end, we have outstanding, which ranges from 4.1 to 5, represents highly effective performance that fully meets or exceeds expectations. Then at 2, we have very good, ranging from 3.1 to 4, indicating strong performance with only minor areas for improvement. Number 3, good, 2.1 to 3, reflects acceptable performance where basic expectations are met, but there are noticeable areas that could be improved. 4, satisfactory, 1.1 to 2, shows partial achievement of the criterion where significant improvement is needed. Then we have number 5, needs improvement from 0 to 1, indicating that the expected standards have not been met and substantial development is required. Now let us get into our lesson introduction. In the lesson introduction, we have 6 indicators, and I'd like to explain generally what is expected here. An effective lesson introduction should use an appropriate strategy to capture learners' attention and arouse curiosity. This may include asking thought-provoking questions, conducting a short activity, presenting a real-life example, or using relevant learning materials. As mentors, please observe whether the student teachers actively engages learners from beginning rather than starting directly with explanation. The student teacher should connect lesson topic to learners' prior knowledge or everyday experiences. This helps learners make meaningful connection between what they already know and what they are about to learn. The student teacher should also clearly outline the lesson topic so that the learners understand what the lesson is about. In addition to that, the lesson objectives should be clearly stated so that the learners should know what they are expected to learn or be able to do by the end of the lesson. Please also observe whether the introduction is related to the actual content of the lesson or whether it is appropriate to the learner's level. A good introduction is neither too simple nor too complex. It is suitable to the learner's developmental stage and understanding. In the lesson development phase, we have 6 indicators, and I'd like to explain that in general what is expected. The lesson should transition smoothly from introduction into development phase. There should be a clear flow so that the learners understand how the lesson is progressing. Please observe whether the content is aligned with the lesson objectives and topic. Every explanation, example, and activity should directly support what the lesson intends to achieve. Irrelevant content should be avoided. Learning activities should be clearly connected to the lesson objectives. For example, if the objective involves applying a concept, then the activity should allow learners to practice application, not just call facts. The teacher student should introduce each segment of the lesson clearly before moving to the next. This helps learner understand the structure of the lesson and reduces confusion. Another important aspect is summarizing. Before moving to new segment, the student teachers should briefly review and summarize the key ideas of the previous section. This reinforces learning and helps learners retain information. Finally, as mentors, please observe whether there are smooth or logical transition between all the lesson segments. The lesson should feel like a connected learning journey rather than separate, unrelated activities. So let's get into the lesson closure. An effective lesson closure first check learners' understanding. This can be done through questioning, a short recap, or a quick activity. The goal is to determine whether the learners have achieved the lesson objectives. The closure should clearly link back to lesson objectives. Learners should reflect on what is intended to be learned and whether the goals have been achieved. The teacher should also summarize the key points of the lesson clearly and accurately. The summary should highlight the most important ideas without introducing new content. The student teacher should also provide appropriate follow-up of the reinforcement that may include homework, a reflection task, linking the lesson to real-life applications, or preparing learners for the next lesson. This step helps extend learning beyond classroom. And then the space is kept here for the observers to write the positive aspects of the lesson, and the next one is for suggestion or any improvement. The student teacher requests. Thank you, Lara.